What's going on there, guys? We back with another one, and today, man, we got a lot to unpack with this LeBron James press conference, speaking up on Jerry Jones and backing Kyrie Irving. Man, we know what Jerry Jones did. There's a picture from 67 years ago when he was 14 years old, keeping the Arkansas Six out of integrating in a public high school down there. Well, 6 seniors, because they were going to integrate some of the chosen seniors. But all in all, Jerry Jones was one of the ones in the photo, and they said that they deemed it unsafe, for them to go to that school, so they ended up having to graduate somewhere else, right? So this picture has resurfaced, and a lot of people are saying, oh, y'all reaching, is 67 years ago. In my opinion, it has gone unchecked. So when these type of things go unchecked, what made him change since he was 14? Just getting older? Because there's been a lot of things, with the Colin Kaepernick, some of the ways he spoke to his players when that was going on, telling them they won't go kneel regardless of how they felt. His hiring process with black coaches. You can go down a long list of things that would make this photo significant. So first, we're going to check out this, what Jay Williams had to say before going on First Take today.
Tune into First Take today at 10 o'clock. I need Jerry Jones to denounce racism. I want to hear Jerry Jones denounce racism because I have not heard him do it thus far. I have a lot to say on this. Tune in.
And then when he got there, him and Stephen A had a sort of heated debate, man. I'm going to give y'all the pieces of that, and then I'm going to be back.
I just want to specifically ask Jerry Jones to denounce racism. I think it's very important with where we're at in this time in history right now. I didn't hear him do that with Colin Kaepernick. His silence was heard all over the country as related to George Floyd. And here was another opportunity where, frankly, Stephen A., I felt like his answer felt to me it was above approach. The direct quote was, "I don't know that I or anybody anticipated or had a background of knowing what was involved. It was more of a curious thing."
65 years ago, and a curious kid. I didn't know at the time the monumental event, really, that was going on, and I'm sure glad that we're a long way from that. I am, and we just that would remind me just continue to do everything we can to not have those kinds of things happen. We didn't have all the last 70 years of reference and all the things that were going, and so you didn't have a reference point there. Still, I've got a habit of sticking his nose in the right place at the wrong time.
Why is he speaking for everybody's intention when you could tell that maybe he was curious, but there were a lot of people there who weren't curious. There were a lot of people there who were racist, and that's okay to say. What was even more concerning for me is that when Kyrie Irving posts a pic of Hebrews to Negroes, we automatically come to the table by saying you need to denounce anti-Semitism.
Yo, now let me give Jay Williams some points on that. Why is this dude trying to speak for everybody? You know what I'm saying? There's no way that you can just say that everybody there was curious and nobody knew what was going to happen that day. The ones clearly out in front, you could see the demonstrative looks on their faces, and you can see that they were conveying messages of racism. So there is no argument for that. So good point, Jay Williams, that Jerry was trying to speak for everybody. Like, stuff like that is why people don't listen to what he's got to say when it comes to this, if he's trying to deflect, because it was clear what was going on, right? And he said that no one knew, and we don't have these last 70 years for points of reference. Well, yeah, but at the same time, you knew what some of those people were doing. So don't just act like it was just a bunch of curious people out there just looking, like, with no action.
Now, I know there are power dynamics in how this whole situation works. Kyrie Irving is an employee, Jerry Jones, an owner of a team. And I get that people are gonna say, well, at the end of the day, if it doesn't affect Jerry Jones's bottom line, then he's gonna stay away from that. Because that moment, Jerry Jones, the 80-year-old man, reminded me of the 14-year-old kid still being curious. And you can't be curious when you're in a position of power in the NFL, representing hundreds of black people that work for your organization. The players have asked you to speak up about things like this. I just felt like it was a very missed opportunity for him. Now, I'm not saying Jerry Jones is racist, but I need him to publicly address. And I'm also curious, Stephen A., what he has learned from this experience. We talk about holding people accountable, holding their feet to the fire. I'm curious about what he has learned from this entire situation, because that's what we asked of Kyrie Irving.
That boy Jay Williams is on one this morning. Oh my goodness. Wow. So let's unpack what Jay just said. My man said the 80-year-old man reminded me of the 14-year-old, and he did his little look at motion, curious in that picture. And that's all everybody is saying. You know, that Jerry Jones has these moments that remind us of that 14-year-old boy in that picture. And what he also mentioned was the fact that Jerry Jones needs to show what he's learned from it. There's no harm in, if you are seen in a unfavorable light and you're a public figure like that and you've had the past that Jerry Jones has had, I don't see no issue in denouncing it and making it claro thorough, so nobody can even come at you like that no more. It's okay to say I was this at one point, but after learning and living a little bit longer, or a lot of bit longer in his case, but there's nothing wrong with improving as a human being. You know what I'm saying? So not trying to hold it over his head as some of the people in the comments be saying, like we reaching, or that everybody's reaching for coming at Jerry Jones for this. I'm just saying there's nothing wrong with clarifying that you are a better person now.
Here's what I want everybody to understand, and this is why I went off about it on my podcast, No Mercy. How many scholarships did we generate for HBCUs? Hasn't the number exceeded over 12,000? Hasn't the dollars exceeded over 30 million? Where y'all at? Selling out? Selling out? I'm looking out. I'm looking out. Because what you missed in my diatribe in defense of Jerry Jones was the bigger message that I was saying, which is, do we really want to open the Pandora's box where a picture can be pulled from 57 years ago to use as impetus and motivation to castigate, castrate, demonize, and characterize another human being? I'm not saying what he was or wasn't doing. What I'm making a point of is we don't know. Because you got people that wanted to come at me in the wrong way. I stand by what I said in regards to a 14-year-old in a still photo. And that's what you want to use to jump on them. We understand what the hell was going on down there. So if you're Jerry Jones and you're standing in the crowd, I'm looking at how you're acting more than I'm looking at what the environment is. Because to me, that environment was all over the damn South.
All right, I'm not even gonna hold y'all, but hold on. This dude said we can't use a still photo to determine anything, but I'm gonna look at said photo that we can't use and look at how you're acting in that photo to determine what was going on. Okay, I just want to make sure y'all heard that too.
I can't applaud LeBron enough for what he said. I 1,000% agree with LeBron James. because that wasn't about Jerry Jones. If you're listening, what LeBron was talking about was, where's the intensity? You ask Kyrie these questions, you bombard him one point after another. And we know what level of friction I have with Kyrie and his peeps. If you're the media member in that room last night and you didn't ask LeBron a question about Jerry Jones, you should be looked upon with a raised eyebrow by LeBron James and all his contemporaries in the world of professional sports, because you would have done it in another situation.
To me, man, it sounds like Stephen A is double talking. Like he's pretending he agrees with everybody so he doesn't get the backlash, but at the same time, he's saying we can't hold this picture over someone's head. But see, if you have a pattern of events and a pattern of behavior, is it okay to call it out, to check it? Just to check it. All we ask him to do is denounce it. If he denounces it, then some people will believe and some people won't believe. You can't please everybody, but at least, he said it. And then you can attempt to move forward. But what Stephen A is doing is, I feel like he's just playing it safe. He's not making a stance one way or the other. Because on one hand, he's seeing the comments, he's hearing the podcast, and that's influencing how he responds to these questions. He can say he don't care or whatever, but in his actions, you can tell clearly that he cares. But at the same time, we just seen him a few weeks ago on the jet with Jerry Jones. He loves the perks of being Jerry Jones' friend, and he's acting as such, in my opinion. So be as critical on him as you were of Kyrie Irving, who wasn't harming anybody. But my point is the actions in the photo were harmful to people, and there's no doubt about that. And Jerry Jones just saying he curious about what, dude? Like, what was so curious about that if you weren't on the opposing side? Moving right along, we have a tweet from Shannon Sharp responding to LeBron James' press conference, and he says, wow, Bron just asked the media why haven't they asked him about Jerry Jones' photo like they asked him about Kyrie comments. This is about to really take off. Man, I wish we were doing Undisputed tomorrow. You even have Stephon Marbury, who doesn't have the best relationship with LeBron James, reacting to LeBron's press conference. And he gave LeBron some praise for using his platform this way, because we know last time he received a lot of backlash for how he responded to Kyrie Irving when asked about him. You know the history there with Marbury's Starberry shoe and LeBron James saying he would never wear a $15 shoe and really kind of diminishing the brand some. So that's where that history stems from. But he did praise LeBron for this, and he says, I just want him to use that power he says he has in the United States of America to get them off of Kyrie. He can at least do that after him saying what he said when asked about Kyrie when they were on the verge of tearing him down. Marbury was responding to a user that wasn't all too thrilled with what LeBron said. They wanted him to keep that same energy and go at the media the same way that he did when he was speaking out on Kyrie. So, you can't please everybody, but it was good to even see Stephon Marbury step up and give LeBron a little credit, man. So, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.